Gunline. Fire mission coming down, y'all. I'm your host, Lopez, and you're listening to the On the Gunline Podcast, episode number 322. So go on ahead and pop a squat because it's about to get hot. You are on the gun line now. So, with that being said, this is your first time coming through here. Thanks a lot for stopping on by here to the On the Gunline Podcast. I started getting a couple of new faces, subscribing to the channel, which is awesome here on YouTube. And yeah, I think I'm gonna continue doing that. Just doing some random videos on YouTube, and then doing the podcast weekly, where I drop it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and all the other podcast platforms. But I started doing the going live thing with I did it with my homeboy Hunt, then I did it with my homeboy Lopez, and the reason I did it that way was because Hunt is more left leaning and Lopez is more right leaning. Me, I'm center right. And it was just good conversation. So we're going to be talking about what's been going on, for the past couple of days, which is basically the attempt on Trump, yo. Now, let's be real. Everybody's been getting their clown on. Y'all know the memes are fucking fire. The memes are fire, y'all. But we always got to find a way to make light of things. But let's also be conscious of the fact that had that man not turned his head at the exact moment that he did, it would be a much different conversation that the world would be having right now. It trips me out, man. Honestly, how many people were celebrating the fact that this had happened to him, as well as hoping and praying that, well, not hoping and praying, but wishing, I should say, that it had actually domed him and took him out. And I don't get it. No matter how much I disagree with someone's political ideologies or their points of views, I'm not going to wish any kind of ill will towards that person. If anything, when I say that Biden needs to go, I'm not saying it simply because of his ideologies or his points of views or his policies. I'm saying it because his age. The man, that's elder abuse that's going on up there. Let's be realistic about this. But they keep gaslighting him, as the youngsters say nowadays, telling him that he's doing such a great job. You keep telling somebody that they're doing a great job or that they've done a great job, they're going to be thinking like, oh shit, then I could keep on doing it. You know what I mean? But if you tell them the truth, like, hey man, the last 3 years haven't been the greatest, and we're sinking. We're like the Titanic right now, going down, down, down. And that might help him wake up. But you guys want to keep on lying to the poor old man. So, it just trips me out that they're not doing that. So, anywho, give me one quick second. My old lady just texted me. When are you taking Daniel to get his hair cut? 1400. And anywho, so with that, it trips me out again that I'm doing it out of empathy and sympathy for that old man. Now, as far as myself goes, I think that what's going on with Donald, and this is called the tinfoil theory right now, tinfoil time. Put your tinfoil hats on. I do believe that this is something that is more than just a disgruntled kid taking a pop at him. This kid somehow or another managed to get within 150 meters from where the former president of the United States was speaking, was able to climb up on a roof, was able to low crawl on the roof, was able to get a well-aimed shot, and was milliseconds from taking out a candidate to the United States presidency, a former president of the United States. And he got to him. He did that. How does that occur? I've seen the videos. I'm sure you guys have seen them as well, that are out there on the TikTok sphere and IG and all, everything that's on social media. of people with their cell phones recording and telling people like, "Hey, that's him on the roof. There's a guy on the roof up there," and nobody reacting. You know, and there's a lot of questions that are definitely left unanswered. Look, man, I played Call of Duty a long time, and through my Call of Duty experience, there's a water tower up there, and I would have gone to get the high ground in order to have a better view of the area. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? So, Secret Service, being that you guys go there weeks and months in advance to go and scout the area, do your recon, do your plan, and then I'm 100% sure, 100, I'll say 99.9% sure that you guys rehearse any type of exit strategies that you need to have. I'm sure you guys have meetings on this. We used to have meetings before we went out on a mission. When we would go out on a mission, we would definitely have a map of where we were going. We knew what roads we were taking, what avenues of approach there were. We knew where our cordons were going to be. We knew where our anchors were going to be in the event that we had any contact. We had all those things planned out. So the fact that this gentleman was able to somehow or another with a rifle climb up to the nearest building to the stage that didn't have you guys on it and pop a shot out, it's a little suspect. It's a little suspect, all right? So I don't think that the Donald had anything to do with his own failed assassination attempt like many people are out there thinking, but I do believe that there's people who live in the shadows per se that are pulling strings that have more to benefit from him not filling the Oval Office. Because if you think about it, right now with the way he's thinking is ending the whole war out there in Ukraine. Who's that going to affect? The military industrial complex. Y'all think about that. Think about that. Even if we're not just helping them financially, we're helping them out with weapons. Weapons still cost money to us, all right? For us, the taxpayers, we still have to pay for that. And not only that, but it keeps the business booming. You know what I'm saying? If we're giving our old shit over to Ukraine to, assist them, that means we got to build stuff here, right? Which means the government has to spend money on it over here. Just follow the money, y'all. Follow the money, right? So, I mean, that's one reason. I mean, look what happened to JFK back in 63. You think that that was just a lone gunman? You really think that Oswald really was able to do that? 3 rounds, 6 seconds, moving target, dome shot, magic bullet. Really? That y'all believe that? All right. Go watch the movie JFK. All right. Back and to the left. Back and to the left. I'm just saying. But anywho, yeah, man. That's it's kind of crazy what's going on over there. Now, I was wondering how long it was going to take before they changed the topic from, this is failed assassination attempt on Trump. I was wondering how long it was going to take before they start making it a 2A conversation. It didn't take long, 3 days. 3 days. I heard it today finally. It's funny because I've been waiting to see Morning Joe because I know how much Joe and his wife, what the hell is her name? Forgot her name. Anyway, I know how much. Oh, Mika. I know how much Mika and Joe love them some Donald. Yeah, they didn't show up yesterday. I'm sure that they wanted to go out there, but more than likely their emotions would have took over and would have said something retarded. So, anyways, with that being said, man, it didn't take too long. Now they're having the discussions about the AR-15 being a weapon of war. Any weapon is a weapon of war. A 9mm handgun is a weapon of war. A 12 gauge shotgun is a weapon of war. Any type of weapon is a weapon of war. All right. So let's stop trying to act like Like, this guy wouldn't have been able to have gotten that off with any other with a hunting rifle. He probably would have been more accurate. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? So look, don't go trying to start up this whole conversation once again about disarming or making certain weapons illegal. This is America. We have the right to bear arms. Shall not be infringed, y'all. Shall not be infringed. So yeah, but it didn't take too long, man. The left is already starting to pound the drums of war to start controlling or regulating, I should say, which weapons should be allowed and which weapons should not be allowed. You know, whatever. It doesn't bother me because you know what? I'm just gonna leave it there. Like the great state of Texas has that one town that has that cannon that says "Come and take it." I'm not saying I have any weapons, but I'm not saying I'm just saying. What's that? Fayfo, baby, Fayfo. Anywho, Trump ended up making his rounds yesterday at the RNC, being that the RNC started this week, the Republican National Convention. And I was really, really hoping that he was going to get my girl Tulsi for president or for VP, I mean, because I think that she would have balanced him out. Tulsi Gabbard, for love of country, go get her book, you know, leaving the Democratic Party behind. You know what I'm saying? I really wanted her, but because I know more about her than I do about JD Vance. You know what's funny is this dude, JD Vance, apparently I saw the movie about him. The Hillbilly Elegy or something like that, or LG, I forget what the fuck it's called, but I seen it on Netflix. It's actually a good flick. Turns out that JD Vance is a former Jarhead. Shout out Jarhead. He was a combat correspondent. So basically, that was the dude. If you ever seen Full Metal Jacket, he was Joker. All right, he was out there taking pictures and shit like that. And I can appreciate that, man. I can appreciate that. He did his thing. He joined the military, which is something that less than 1% of our population does. So the fact that he, joined the Corps during a time of war, knew he was going to get sent out there, and did his thing, man. That's awesome. And what's crazy is, he even tells you like he wasn't involved in any combat type shit. You know what I mean? That's another thing. A lot of dudes out there, go ahead and fluff up their experiences and claim that they were this, that, and the other, or that they did this, that, and the other. I've dealt with them, I've seen them, and it's something that fucking really irritates the shit out of me and a lot of other veterans out there that we've had to deal with idiots like that. I mean, that's not just stolen valor, bro. That's like fucking. I'm not even gonna go there because it's gonna anger the fuck out of me. Hold up 1 second. I got a text message here. And let's see. Yep, I know my hair appointment is coming up. Haircut. I need to get my naps cut. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, so shout out JD Vance. I got to do my research on you. I do see that you were in the military. You were a combat correspondent, and I do like the fact that you are also someone who is not a warmonger. That's one of the things that I liked about Tulsi. She is not a warmonger. Those that have served, those that have been out there and seen shit, we don't want to get involved in shit if it don't pertain to us. And don't give me this whole shit of like, oh well, they're gonna invade us next or blah, blah, blah. No, fuck that. Fuck that. They got a whole goddamn half of another continent to back them up out there in Ukraine. Now, I did see that, people keep saying that Trump is gonna get out of NATO or whatnot. It's not get out of NATO, it's just hold NATO accountable. We can't be the police of the world or the fucking World Bank. This is not Game of Thrones. We are not the Iron Bank. You know what I'm saying? So we need to go ahead and cut that out. I like that he said that, Europe needs to take care of Europe's region and Israel needs to take care of Hamas and their region. You know what I mean? They can handle their own business. Now, I mean, there are some things that obviously I don't agree with, and that's going to be with any political party, y'all. There's going to be things that you never agree with 100%. And that's the point of compromising. Not everybody gets what they want. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, nowadays, when somebody concedes something to another person, that's looked as a sign of weakness or like, you're not a good fucking politician. Bro, that's how things are supposed to fucking work. I come up here and I offer you this, you come up here and offer that. We fucking exchange words, we exchange ideas, we exchange, all right, I'll give you this for that, this for that. All right, cool. We meet in the middle. All right, I'm not 100% happy with, I didn't get 100% of what I wanted, but you didn't get 100% of what you wanted either. We met, we compromised, and we move forward. That's the whole point, at least my understanding of it, right? So that's what I'm digging about this fool. I don't like the fact that I don't know much about him. I did see that he was a never Trumper at one time. He did talk a lot of masa about him, a lot of crap about Trump, and that's cool. I think a lot of us did at first. Honestly, in 2016 when Trump was running, I thought it was a joke. Honestly, I'll be 100% with you. I thought it was a fucking joke. And then when he won, like, all right, well, let's see what he can do. A lot of fools are out there saying, well, not fools, but a lot of people in the political sphere are saying that he's too young and he doesn't have enough political experience. You know what? Even better. I'm okay with that. Because we need less political experience in there. Have some, but not too much. Don't be a career fucking politician. Like those that have been doing it for 50 years and shit. It's time for y'all to fucking cancel Christmas, Chuck Deuces, be gone. Government, please, US, can we put term limits, age limits on these workers? Call it ageism. I don't give a shit. It's ageism when you guys say that a person can't run for president unless they're 35 or older. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the fucking the age bracket is. There needs to be a point where they say, nah, you can't do this no more. Bro, there comes a certain point in time when you can't drive a vehicle when you get to a certain age, right? I'm just saying. So either way, I just hope that we can go ahead and whoever this dude is, when they take over the White House next year, I'm hoping that we get the country in the right direction. Look, everybody, it's not going to happen overnight. Nothing's going to happen overnight. And depending on how the seats in the House of Representatives and the Senate and all that good shit is how Congress is set up, that's going to dictate on how any agendas get pushed. Everybody keeps talking about this Project 2025. I don't know much about it, so I'm just going to say this for everybody that's believing that hype. There's a reason we have checks and balances. All right, and it's to avoid any kind of dictatorship. Stop with the fear mongering. I really wish that we can go to a time where it wasn't just dropping political shit of your opponent and saying how garbage they are, and instead say how good I am. You know what I mean? Look, I'm not going to talk shit about the other candidate. I'm going to tell you why I'm the best option for this position. You know what I mean? Kind of like when you go to an interview for your job, you never talk shit about the last job you were at. You know what I'm saying? But you tell them why you're leaving in a way of to better yourself, and you tell them, look, when I interview, I'm gonna give y'all an interview tip. All right, interview tip. But only do this if you're very confident in what you do. When you're doing your interview and they ask you, do you have any last questions or anything else you want to tell us before you leave? Just let them know. Look, before I leave, I want to go ahead and let you know that I am the best candidate for this position because this, and that. And what I'm going to bring to you is this, and that. So the real question is, why shouldn't you hire me? Or why don't you give me the job? You know what I'm saying? You got to know how to finesse that shit. That's one of my tricks, baby. But you got to be very confident with it, and you got to know you can't come off too cocky. You got to come off confident, but not cocky or conceited. But let's go back to the fucking to the Secret Service, y'all. Yesterday I did a live, and I was talking about those female Keystone cops that were up there. I'm telling you, all they needed was the Benny Hill music, and it would have been ridiculously funny because they were just running around. If you ever seen Benny Hill, you know what I'm talking about. Damn, I'm old. But yeah. Look, those females should not have been in that position to be like his right hand or like on the detail that's right on him. Not because they're female, but because they're small, bro. They're small. I don't know if y'all noticed, but every other dude, they were like pretty fucking big and bulky and tall. You know what I mean? So if they have height requisitions or height requirements, I'm saying I should say height requirements to be in the old guard, in the United States Army for the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, they have height requirements. They need to have those for being the bodyguard or yeah, let's just say bodyguard for the president. Look, if you want to go ahead and have her like on an outer perimeter walking around, that's one thing. But to have them like be the one that's guarding him, bro, she literally had her hand up and I don't think it covered his head because I think Donald is like 6'4" from what I heard, right? Homegirl's like what, 5'3", 5'4"? Come on, y'all. Let's be now. If she was like a homegirl like Brianna Tarth, fucking Game of Thrones again, I will get that. I mean, there are some badass broads out there that kick ass. I'm not taking anything away from that. One of my homegirls here, Sergeant Smith, she's a 13 Bravo, field artillery. Whoa, shout out to her. She's 6 feet tall, bro. She's a big broad, and I'm sure that she could do that business, do that job. But when you're gonna get like a 5'2", that's not gonna help, yo. That's not gonna help. So honestly, those girls should be. I'm sorry, those females. I'll say they should be like pushing paper, or they could do some map analysis, or they could do some recon analysis, or they could be in the crowd, in civilian clothes. But to have them be like the direct link between the president's life and a shooter, yeah, I think that that's just a disservice that they're doing there. And I'm 100% positive that those are DEI jobs. That's right. That DEI is just another word for fucking affirmative action. So, anywho, that's pretty much what I have for today, man. I don't really have much else regarding that. And I think that's going to be all for today's podcast. I'm looking at it. Quick question out there, y'all. How do y'all think Ukraine is going to end? How do you think, whether, let's just, hypothetically speak, that Biden, for some reason, miracle, wins the election, how does he close out Ukraine? Because I know how fucking Trump's going to do it. He's going to negotiate between Ukraine and Russia, going to mediate, and Russia's going to take a piece. It's going to happen that way, regardless. It's going to have to happen that way. But the way that Biden is making it sound like, we got to fight them. They can't win an inch and whatnot. That's not feasible, bro. Unfortunately, they did jump in there, and it happened on your watch, Biden, and you got to go. You already you made us look weak when you left fucking Afghanistan, which is one thing I will never forgive. The way we left it, and I don't think that you are going to be a good voice of reason for negotiating any kind of peace with Ukraine. I'm gonna end it with this. When we had Trump in office, he was having the Abraham Accords, negotiating stuff between that and out there in the Middle East. And Russia hadn't invaded Ukraine. You know what I'm saying? And even if it would have been imminent, I'm sure they would have had discussions. Look, I'm not saying that he's the greatest fucking president of the world or whatever be, but things were better under his fucking watch until COVID hit. And I'm not going to deny that he didn't fuck that one up. But anywho, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Hit me up. If you guys got anything you guys want me to talk about on the next podcast or during the next lives that I do on YouTube, hit me up. So like I said, man, I'm starting to do the YouTube a little more often. I'm probably going to do it like a daily or every other day. It's not going to be on the Gunline Podcast per se. The podcast is still going to be the podcast, but I do have the Vetbro reactions, which I haven't done in a hot minute. And I am doing Word on the Streets. So Word on the Streets is kind of like what I'm doing on a daily thing. So anyways, I'm going live on there. If you guys want to go ahead and support the podcast, y'all know where to hit me up. PayPal is on the gunline at gmail.com, or you can cash app me at the money sign DLOW. That's DEELOW 1977. If you guys did dig this, do me a favor on YouTube, like, comment, Subscribe if you haven't done so yet, and share it with somebody who might like it, man. Shout out to all the new subs. I appreciate y'all, and hopefully we keep this channel growing. We're almost at 300, which I'm very proud of. And shout out to those of y'all that keep coming back, man. With that being said, rounds complete. End of mission. Gunline out. Y'all.